So check out this picture of broadcaster Doug Glanville at a Chicago Cubs game the other day. This image has caused quite the fecal storm. The focus of your attention, by the way, shouldn't be on Glanville, but on the fan in the gray Cubs sweatshirt who's using his fingers to make the OK symbol. Oh, cue the outrage. Now, I have a true confession to make here, folks, which perhaps speaks of my ignorance on modern day symbolism, because I only recently learned that the OK symbol is supposedly the living logo of the white supremacist movement. I guess those silly white hoods and cumbersome burning crosses were getting to be a wee bit too much to lug around, whereas flashing an OK sign is wonderfully portable and something that can be done instantaneously, or so I've been told. You see, maybe the reason I've been asleep when it comes to all the nuances associated with white supremacy is that when one is endlessly barked at by everyone from school board chairs to mainstream media talking heads that white supremacists are the #1 threat in the world today, and that Caucasians are responsible for all the misery in the world, and that white privilege continues to thrive, well, all of that rhetoric kind of blurs into the wallpaper, so to speak, thereby making a honky like me kind of tune out and drift away, only to be shaken back to reality thanks to the next outburst of evil whiteness, such as that OK gesture, which I have learned is tantamount to donning a Ku Klux Klan outfit and waving around a noose. By the way, as an aside, you know why I could never be a white supremacist, such as a KKK member, even if I harbored white power beliefs? It's those ridiculous costumes and those goofy names. I mean, all those pointy-headed hoods and going by the title of Grand Wizard or Grand Dragon. I mean, are you kidding me? Is this supposed to be a hate group or a bunch of fanboys staging a low-rent Harry Potter convention? Meanwhile, back at the old ballpark, judgment was rendered swiftly against that Cubs fan. At a news conference, Chicago Cubs president Theo Epstein said the team was able to determine the fan's name, and this individual will never be allowed to set foot within hallowed Wrigley Field ever again. How that will be enforced remains to be seen, especially if this fan returns donning a burqa or in a cab. And hey, look on the bright side, such togs provide superb protection from UV exposure in the summertime, although one does turn into a sweaty Betty while residing in such a fabric coffin when the temperature goes north of 75. Anyway, Epstein continues, quote, "We've made clear how egregious and unacceptable that behavior is, and there's no place for it in our society and baseball, and certainly no place in Wrigley Field. The person responsible for that gesture will never be welcome back at Wrigley Field. I think it's important to have a strong response to send a message that this is a place of inclusion," end quote. Well, there's a news flash. Wrigley Field is a place of inclusion. Do you know what good seats go for at Wrigley, folks? I mean, thank God for the White Sox. No problem getting tickets to see those guys play. But methinks Chicago's Southside franchise better work on that ivory-hued nickname in case anyone gets the wrong idea, what with this whole narrative of whiteness being akin to evilness.
That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest, and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.